crashing. If you're focused on efficient, practical, real-world learning, let's get right into it.
Right off the bat, the source material addresses a specific, agonizing frustration that we see all the time in the engineering community. If you're trying to get into DevOps and you are just totally exhausted by pure theory, this approach is tailored for that exact pain point. It really all comes down to a phenomenon widely known as tutorial hell. You probably know the feeling, right? You spend hours meticulously following along with a video instructor. You understand every single word they say, you feel incredibly confident, and then you open a blank terminal on your own machine and your mind just goes completely blank. That illusion of competence you get from watching someone else type commands is quite literally one of the biggest roadblocks to actual mastery. The material we're analyzing highlights that traditional methods fundamentally fail because they insulate you from the messy, complex reality of a true production environment. Focused learners don't want to just read about abstract architecture, they want to feel the friction of making things work. And more importantly, they need to understand how to fix things when they inevitably break.
So there's a stark contrast here between the trap of generic courses and the reality of an action-oriented workflow. Generic educational platforms have this tendency to just dump hours of theory on you. You get no real infrastructure set up, you execute no actual commands, and you operate in no real environment. You can literally finish a 50-hour mega course and still not possess the practical know-how to deploy a simple web application to the internet. Crazy, right? Well, the FDX Academy material advocates for flipping this model entirely on its head. Their philosophy dictates that every single concept must come paired with hands-on practice, utilizing real clusters and actual code. And the reason this distinction is so vital is that deploying an application is the ultimate litmus test of a DevOps engineer's true skill. Businesses don't pay engineers to understand the theoretical definition of a load balancer. They pay engineers to keep their applications online, secure, and scaling efficiently under pressure. This methodology is entirely about doing the actual work.
Let's break down how this methodology actually builds a true engineer. You aren't just sitting back passively consuming content, you are placed actively in the driver's seat. Step 1 involves setting up a real Kubernetes cluster. This is absolutely crucial because simulated or, watered-down sandbox environments just hide the actual pain points of deployment. They hide the real networking issues, the DNS misconfigurations, and the node failures that you actually learn the most from. Step 2 moves right into writing actual Terraform code yourself, engaging with infrastructure as code to provision and destroy resources dynamically. And then Step 3 takes all of that across the finish line by building a complete CI/CD pipeline that deploys straight to production. This sequence from the source material isn't just an academic exercise, it intentionally mimics the exact, step-by-step daily workflow of a senior engineer. You're engaging with the messy reality of systems engineering, which builds an incredible amount of practical trust and unshakable
Master DevOps and cloud computing. Transition into DevOps. And structured path track your path forward. And structured path for class.